It started with the Armenian ceremony Sunday at the church next to the tomb of Jesus. Patricia Saal, this is for you. And to everyone who are watching that video. Patricia, this is a lovely present that you're getting from Sharon. I'm not sure that Sharon Landers wants me to tell you that. I'm not sure that you wanted a name to be heard, but someone who's actually giving such a precious gift of energy from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, from Jerusalem, must be something special. Then I'm thanking Sharon. I'm honoring it to everyone who are watching that video, and to Patricia Saal as well. I'm already been at the tomb of Jesus to bless the cross. I cannot enter with the camera, with a video in it. Then I did it early morning before the ceremony began. But I wanted to be part of the ceremony because the energy is so strong. Even though it's not a Catholic ceremony, that church belongs to the Armenian, to the Orthodox churches, and to the Catholic. The tomb itself belongs to the Greek Orthodox, but everyone's got rights to pray there as well. It's Sunday, it's Resurrection Day, then I started from the end of the story. He's not there anymore. Then there's so many ceremonies today, there's so many liturgy and masses today. The Greek Orthodox was earlier. The Catholic was really early next to the tomb at 5 a.m. Sorry, I couldn't actually be there. Earlier you could visit the Egyptian ceremony too, and now the ceremony that ends right now is of the Church of Syria, the Syrianic Church, and the beautiful of that small community is that they are praying in Aramaic, and they are praying in the chapel that I believe tells the story of that church. That place, that area belongs to Joseph of Arimathea, and Joseph of Arimathea had a garden, and the garden was next to the crucifixion place. That's why the crucifixion and the garden is in the same church today. If you don't believe me, go to John chapter 19 and you will understand it as well. It's important for me to tell you that the church wasn't there at the time of Jesus. The church was built 300 years after Jesus' time. But in that chapel that maybe we will be able to enter, I'm not sure, but we can try later on, but let them first go out of the chapel. You can see a tomb. Oh, right, this is the tomb as well. But, oh, look at the girl, look how beautiful it is, look how beautiful it is. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's amazing, actually. It's more than beautiful. This is the I can look at it. It's so pure. And she's sitting in a place that I'm not sure that we can sit because we're too big for that, next to the tomb of Jesus. Then in that case, Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus his own tomb. Welcome to the tomb of Jesus, that no one used before. I'm sure that he built himself a tomb next to his master. And that's where you can see a real tomb from 1st century. Wait. It's supposed to be from 1st century as well. But that tomb of Jesus was a target for so many people who didn't like that. For example, the Romans who built here on top of it a Roman temple, and Muslims that destroyed the church at the end of the 10th century, and it was burned down at 1808. And there's so many times the tomb itself been destroyed, and the structure that you see here, Patricia, is not from the 1st century. There's only a few inches that left from it, but right there you can find a structure, a rock-cut tomb of a rich family, and we know that Joseph of Arimathea was from the Sanhedrin family, and he had a lot of money. That he built himself in his garden a tomb. But you must have a tomb or build a tomb, it doesn't matter if it's your garden or not, outside the city, according to the Jewish rule, that the garden was outside the city. Then this is one evidence. It sounds like apologetic evidence, and the reason I'm saying it is that some people believe that this is not the tomb of Jesus. There's another amazing place that's called the Garden Tomb. I do a video. I just uploaded a video of it to YouTube, to my channel, and this is a good time to tell you, please subscribe to my channel, be part of my family. You are the only tourist in my life now. There's a war in Israel for more than 1 year. No tourist. Those are local people. Then he built himself a cemetery, a tomb, next to his master. Let's see if we can enter to the chapel now, because the good thing is that you will see decorated in about 10 minutes. No, I cannot. I'm in there. Excuse me, please. Let's try to enter. Oh, such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. I love it. You can hear them praying in Aramaic, and it's all about decoration for such an amazing ceremony of Sunday liturgy by the Church of Soria, the Ceramic Church. And if you look right there, you can see a tomb. And let's enter to there. Oh, Patricia, they didn't kick me out. I think they thought that they realized that you're such an important woman. But what I wanted to see is their chambers. Here, there, and there. Some of them are still closed. And you can see that that's where they used to put the body of the people who died. And let me go out and I will explain you about it outside, because people want to go in. That one, by the way, it's from the 4th century. The patriarch of the Church of Soria is very close to here. Such a beautiful church. And I will return there. I do have a connection to one of the priests who speaks in Hebrew. holy bread. The thanks God Patricia Saal, you actually enjoy the energy of people who believe in Jesus, the Armenian, the Egyptian, and the Church of Syria. This is a Catholic chapel. You can see the organ, and that is the 15th station of the cross. What do you mean 15th station of the cross? There are 14 stations of the cross, Patricia, you're right. But for me, the 15th station is not less important. That's where Mary Magdalene saw Jesus on Sunday. And for me, it's such an important place. First of all, the first one who met Jesus was Mary Magdalene. Then from the 6th century, she described as a horrible woman. For me, she was such an important woman, mostly, well, she was a sinner, but are we all? But she was a very strong woman, and she actually supported Jesus. She came from the city of Magdala, city of Migdal, which is a very rich village until today, next to the Sea of Galilee. And sadly, for the last 2 weeks, the horrible people of South Lebanon, Hezbollah terrorists, are targeting that place that I cannot reach it. Now, only yesterday they sent 50 missiles into that place. Thanks God that nothing happened. Oh, let's listen a little bit to the Armenian now. Just a few days ago, we discovered that Hezbollah wanted to do the same thing that the Hamas did at October 7, to enter to Israel, to destroy every part of Israel, and I'm not entering into politics anymore. But it actually hurts me to understand that people can do that. That wall that you see to your left side is from the 4th century. Now the small holes that you can see all over it help marble around it. Then you can imagine how beautiful it was at the 4th century when it was built at the time of Constantine and his mother, St. Helen. It was twice bigger than what it is today. There's so many chapels here, but I'm actually stopping next to chapels who really talks to me. But before we'll talk about that, this is a well-known icon that so many Greek Orthodox disciples used to pray next to him. According to tradition, so many miracles happen next to it. Sadly, we put it about, and for me now it's more like a museum item and not an icon itself, because item, according to the Greek Orthodox, you have to worship it. You can be, you actually need to be next to it, to touch it, to kiss it. I'm talking about different kind of traditions, and I hope that every Christian will accept it. From time to time, I'm getting horrible messages about how those Christians are behaving, how those guys, if you believe in Jesus, you know that you must accept each other. And this is the beauty of it. There's so many ways to worship Jesus. Try to be kind to each other. And then Patricia Saal, you can see the two holes, that's where they put the legs of Jesus when he was here just before the crucifixion, waiting for his crucifixion. If the other side that we just came from, including the tomb, was the garden of Joseph of Arimathea, that place that we are now walking through was held by the government. At the time of King Herod, it used to be a quarry area, and we are going to see it. Later on, after Herod's time, the Romans used it as the crucifixion place. Now, why crucifixion place? First of all, you already know that that place was outside the city. When they wanted to crucify someone, they crucified him because of an important reason. He was against the Roman regime. If he was just a non-important thief or something like that, the easy way is to stab him, that's it. But if you want to save a message, if you want to tell the word that wait a minute, I was taking a picture of the Ethiopian family, and I'm not sure that I remember what I was talking about. Then let's go to here. Crucifixion was a punishment that the Romans wanted the people to know, to understand what not to do. And Jesus' punishment was Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. If you will do that, you will die on the cross, and people will see it, because the Romans already crowned someone else. Remember King Herod? He was a Jew that was crowned as a Roman puppet king, but he was their leader, and not Jesus, according to the Romans. And it was horrible, always held outside the gate, outside the city, in the place that people will go in and out and spread the rumor. It's another reason to understand that that was outside the gate. Patricia, welcome to the Armenian chapel. The Armenian were the first nation in Christianity that converted to Islam. To Christianity, sorry. The first nation in the world that converted to Christianity in 301. And then in that case, I'm so sorry about the mistake. Freud might say something about it. In that case, they have a lot of places, and you're so part of the beautiful ceremony. If we're talking about bad things, that mosaic floor can show you 9 cities and Mount Ararat. The Turkish in 1915, the Ottomans at that time, killed more than 1.5 million of the Armenians. Then this is a memory for that horrible time. But we are heading to the Catholic place, just to show you the gap. I mean, what is Catholic, what is not. You can see here a beautiful Armenian painting that tells us that the Caesar at the 6th century, actually 7th century, 629, Heraclius brought back the true cross that was stolen by the Persians, Iran of today. And he was an Armenian guy. Then, this is an Armenian chapel. Now, can you see the small picture right there? I'm just touching it. That is a Catholic cross. And from here, we are entering to a Catholic chapel. Strange, isn't it? Patricia, sounds strange, isn't it? And this is one of the 2 Catholic statues in that church. This is where St. Helen found the true cross. She found 3 crosses here. And when the true cross touched a sick man or a woman that died according to different traditions, you know exactly what's happened to them. But at the time of King Herod, that used to be a quarry. Guys, a quarry is always outside the city. Then this is the bedrock of the church. This is from 1st century BC. When King Herod died, the Roman regime took it from them, and that became to be the crucifixion area. Beautifully, isn't it? In between, they use it as a water cistern. You can see the bucket holes, and difficult to see. There's a plaster around it. Maybe you can see the plaster here because there's light here. You can see the plaster that covered the wall. And it's difficult, very difficult to see it. And I don't want to use the flashlight because I don't want to destroy it. There's a fresco, an ancient fresco of the crucifixion of Jesus. And if we're talking about the crucifixion, Patricia, you can ask me, where was Jesus? Where is the site that he was crucified? Where is the Golgotha? We're heading there. I wanted to start that tour from the tomb of Jesus because of the resurrection day and because of the ceremony, that I was afraid that we're going to miss it. And we didn't. Then I'm so happy. We are leaving now the beautiful chapel of the Armenians. Just love that place. The only problem is that you have to climb all the way up. On the way, look at the walls, and you will see graffitis of crosses. Some of them are even from the Crusade time. And you can hear the bells. I hope that you can hear it, because I'm not sure that the camera is so sensitive. Let's go outside to listen to it. It means that it's 12 o'clock. Don't worry, I'm gonna go back. But let's listen to it. The church soon, but let's listen to the bells. This is your time for private prayer. Guys, if you want to have your own cross and you want to surprise someone else like Sharon did, it's not a problem at all. Go into the description, the text beneath it. You will find the link of Buy Me a Coffee. There you will understand that you can enjoy different kind of crosses, the Bible rosaries, even the mezuzahs for Christians and for Jews. And I can bless it in one of the places in Jerusalem. And I will upload a video of it, just like I'm doing it to Patricia Saal. And look at the birds going out of the church. And of course I will send it. Patricia will have it for the rest of her life. The energy in that cross is so strong that every time that you will hold it, you will feel better than you can have it. And it will help me a lot, especially when I'm a tour guide, but because of the war, I'm not working for the last year and a little bit more than that. Then it's a win-win situation to everyone. Let's enter back to the church and let's climb up to the Golgotha to see where Jesus was crucified. Remember, it was a place belonged to the Romans at that time. And this is one of the rocks that King Herod didn't use because it wasn't good for building houses or something like that. Then that was right there. You can still hear the Armenian chanting. Beautiful. Climbing up to the Golgotha that belongs to the Catholic and the Orthodox churches. And this is the busiest day of the church lately because the Christians in Israel are not working on Sunday. Sunday it's a regular day in Israel. Catholic part, Greek Orthodox. That's when they stripped him from his clothes. One station of the Via Dolorosa. Hello, sister. And that's where they nailed Jesus to the cross. Patricia, you can see the Roman soldier, Jesus, and look at his face. His mother, and Mary Magdalene. I know nothing about you because Sharon didn't tell me, but if she decided to give you that cross, you must understand, or at least I know that you're a special woman, that I want to put you someone here together with the women that saw the crucifixion, and you can see that it was outside the city. Next to it is the second statue of the Catholic in the church, and this is the Pietà, Mary holding the dead body of her son. You can see the spear in her heart. It actually tells us the story of the presentation at the temple, that the Holy Family came to Jerusalem and Jesus came to Jerusalem for the first time. It's a Jewish tradition till today. When you have the firstborn son, he will take you to the temple, to Jerusalem. Jesus is the temple. You see the bedrock of the Golgotha. Above Jesus, you can see the symbolist in 3 different languages. Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. John, Mary the mother, while Jesus was on the cross, he asked John to take care of his mother Wow. Sharon, it reminds me in a way you thought about someone else and not about you when you honor it to Patricia. Cannot say anything bad about you. Then this is the exact crucifixion spot. Let me put my hand in the hole. But wait a minute. I think I can use the flashlight. Here it is. We entered the Golgotha through the Catholic, and we're going out through the Greek Orthodox chapel. Look how beautiful are the icons that tell you the story of the last week of Jesus, the Holy Week. They are renovating the floor, and for us, that stone is such an important thing for me. Jesus was buried exactly like every Jew was buried. Is buried until now, not only at his time. When a Jew dies, a religious Jew, they bury him at the same day. They are purifying his body, and this is where they purified the body of Jesus, and that's why it's so important for me. And of course, Patricia, your cross will enjoy the energy of the body of Jesus. I mean, can you understand that? They are renovating the floor. I'm not sure that I was talking about it. They are doing it here. That's why most of the floor is made of wood. They are excavating as well. They are mapping the church, and I hope that one day they will tell us everything that happened here. Because, for example, that part was the tombs of the Crusader kings. All right, we are leaving the Catholic, the Greek Orthodox part of the Golgotha, the Calvary, heading to another part of it. This is the lower part of the Golgotha, and according to the Bible, when he died, his shaked, and the tears drop of his blood fell into the ground, and so many people resurrected. According to the Bible, Jesus resurrected not only Adam, this is this chapel. He resurrected King David, King Solomon, and other prophets that were before the time of Jesus. Then according to the Greek Orthodox, this is the chapel of Adam. He was buried there later on. We're talking about tombs, two more tombs of the Crusaders kings. And before we will end the story, I want to bless it at the place that they purified his body. This is such an important place for me because the energy is so strong. And the people actually that I sent it to them tells me a lot about the power that I'm getting with it. This is the anointing table. You can see Mary the Mother, the women. Mary Magdalene is holding the hair. It's the one to the left with the green. And John, the disciple. Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus his own tomb. And Nicodemus. Before we will go out to talk about the facade of the church, let me ask you to support my channel. The best thing is to subscribe to my channel and be part of my family and to watch my videos. Another good thing is that you will send the link of that video or my channel to all of your friends and ask them to subscribe to my channel. Other options are, see the like button? Next to it there's a shape of a heart button. It's called Super Thanks. You can actually support me via YouTube. At the description you will be able to support me via Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. Sadly, I don't know why PayPal doesn't let me answer you, but you must understand that everyone who supports me, I'm writing his name, and later on I will go to the Western one. I will put it between the Western one stones and bless it. And you must understand, the notes will be taken later on to Mount of Olives, and they will be buried there forever. Then in that case, your name will be at Jerusalem forever. Then let us go outside to see the facade of the church. The facade of the church from here is only from the end of the 11th century, 12th century. You can hear the Armenian. כן, בסדר. Then the facade of church, as you know, it's not so old. It's all from the 4th century. That church has been destroyed so many times. Then let's start with it. The chapel who actually took us to one of the entrances of the church, straight to the Golgotha, but it was blocked by the Salahadin, together with that door. Then the only entrance is from here. The upper part belongs to the Armenians. Yes, there's a lot of places that belongs to the Armenians. Remember, they were one of the first nation who came to Jerusalem as Christians. And let us enter to the Ethiopian part of the church. Let's climb up to the roof, and that's where we're gonna end the story. But I want you to see a beautiful lion. Right there. I don't know if you can see the lion. It's not easy. Then let me be quiet, and I will talk about the Ethiopians when we reach out the church. But I want you to understand that there are two churches. One here, second floor, you will see another one. And the second floor, you will see a beautiful painting of a meeting between Queen Shiva to King Solomon, and the first Ethiopian son or Ethiopian king was born after that meeting. us wait for them to go out. It's such a narrow alley, and this is the painting that I was talking about. King Solomon and Queen Shiva. Look at the second part of the church. We will talk about it outside. Hi. They're welcome to the roof of the church. No, I'm talking to the camera. This is an Ethiopian village. That's where the monks live. And remember that we've been in the Armenian chapel, and you saw a kind of a dome from the inside. This is the outside side of it, and the bucket holes of the finding of the True Cross Chapel. But that used to be a Crusader dining room of the Germans, Crusaders. I don't know why I love that part. It's so beautiful. I love colors. And it's a beautiful one. Next to us, you can see the patriarch of the Church of Syria, this Assyrian church, and St. Anthony, and I was there, and I will be there with the priest. I need to call him, and he will take me to a tour, because what he said, and I believe him, that I made some mistakes in the tour that I took, and he will be with me next time, and I appreciated it. Because, guys, I do have some mistakes. I'm just a human being. Then in that case, the first Ethiopian king was born with that amazing meeting between those two important people, King Solomon and Queen Shiva. And according to the Ethiopians, when the son came to meet him, I think his name was Melnik, King Solomon gave him the Ten Commandments, the Ark of the Covenant. Then in that case, if you will ask the Ethiopians, where do you think it disappeared? I think you know exactly where. This is St. Anthony. They have an amazing cross, such a beautiful one. Guys, that was 44 minutes of the video. Listen, if you reach that point, it means that you are better than others. Then first of all, Patricia, thank you very much. The others, just write 44 minutes or even 45 minutes now, and I will understand it is over, and I will bless everyone who reached that point. Thank you for being with me in that beautiful journey. Bye-bye.